Hello and welcome to Tarot Reading Skills Made Easy. In this session we're going to take a little look at the 4 Tarot Knights, and more specifically we are looking at the Knights from the Steel Wizard Tarot deck, created by Pamela Steele. I find that Pamela gave thoughtful consideration to the accuracy in how her Knights with their horses represent their suit and ultimately the element. Firstly, let me remind you that there are 4 minor arcana suits within a traditional tarot deck. Each suit represents an element. Cups represent the water element, pentacles represent the earth element, swords represent the air element, and wands represent the fire element. And each suit has 4 court cards: a page, a knight, a queen, and a king. When we decipher the insight of a knight in our reading, we look at these basics. What element is a knight? The element helps us to understand the characteristics of the card's energy. The element also gives us insight into how the knight moves and how it will present itself in our readings. We also take into consideration the rank of the knight, and I look at this in relation to experience and responsibility. The knight is still developing. He is experienced, but he has not yet gained mastery of his element. This is no doubt why knights are still on the move and often on the lookout for their next opportunity. Knights are normally viewed as young men, but they can also be young women and older men or women. Their level of experience and characteristics in relation to the situation will denote this. Beginning with the Knight of Cups, who is of the water element. Water represents emotional feelings, spirituality, compassion, love. Here we see both knight and horse creating a very handsome image. The horse's movements is more focused on looking good so he can be admired. The knight is holding out his cup as a reminder that his message is of an emotive nature. He surveys the area with the hope that he will find his holy grail, and finally his cup will be filled. He may bring an emotive message, often good news, but remember this: the knights do not stay. Their energy comes into our life, it does what it needs to do, and then it leaves. The key factor is that the knight brings movement in our life. In the case of the Knight of Cups, the water element tells us that this is not going to be a fast movement. There's going to be a steady flow. Without the interaction of another element, water tends to meander and find its place and its fit. Now on to the Knight of Pentacles, who is of the earth element. Earth represents our resources, our assets, relationships, health, the physical aspects, and our legacy. The Knight of Pentacles is on the job. He is focused on the job in hand, as is horses too. Both knight and rider are workers. The horse is much stockier than the Knight of Cups horse. He is workmanlike and looks strong. He looks to have the stamina for endurance, and his knight is very similar too, because he likes to work hard and will work at something until the job is done. The earth element allows this knight more reliability and loyalty due to his grounded nature. He is the protector of the home and hearth. He will bring messages of a practical nature based around his characteristics, as already described. He may show that a situation may prove to be hard work, and everything that has been earned has been hard earned. but very much worth it. Thinking about the earth element for a moment. Earth does not move anywhere quickly. It's not an actual movement. There's more of a growth with the earth element. So this is how we can expect his energy to come into our readings. It's going to be a very steady and grounded energy. Without delay, the Knight of Swords now makes his appearance. Looking at the imagery, we see the horse at full gallop and the knight is armed with his sword in hand and coming our way. Here we are looking at the air element, and air represents the realm of thought and communication, so logic and speech. It's important to consider that the spoken word can be as gentle as a whisper or a high-pitched scream, and thoughts can be logical or irrational, depending on the card. However, the Knight of Swords tends to bring arguments and with an unexpected speed. But one thing that I have always found is that no matter how unpleasant it may seem, this knight often brings a much needed clearing of the air. He can also signify a need for urgency in a situation, and equally a need to be less impulsive. And now we move on to the Knight of Wands, who literally jumps into action. Both horse and knight are looking to their right. The knight with his wand in hand is ready for his next challenge. Here we are looking at the fire element, and fire represents creativity, passion and drive. The Knight of Wands often brings movement into our lives. His presence can signify a relocation of our home or work, or simply a new venture, or lots of action. If he directs his attention your way, then you can expect a display of flirting and charm. But remember, once he has achieved his mission, he too will leave. The Knight of Wands certainly brings a vibrant, active energy to our readings, and in terms of speed, we can describe his energy as keen. In relation to the knights within a reading, look at the direction the knight is facing. If the knight looks left or right for past and future, it offers us further insight. Also, look at the card the knight is facing to. Imagine the knight is looking at the Four of Wands, for example. Then we can probably be seeing a house move. Okay, so that concludes our overview of the knights. I hope that you have found this video of some help.